Sometimes healing your inner child is taking yourself on a date to see a band you've seen 4 other times before.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and today I am talking about whether or not I think it's worth it to do sound check for a 5 Seconds of Summer concert. Hermes is eating kibble in the background. If you hear crunching, that's what that is. Like I said in the opening, I have seen them 4 other times. I discovered FiveSOS when I was 15, and by discovered, I mean my friend was wearing a FiveSOS shirt, and I said, "What's FiveSOS?" And she looked at me like I had shot someone. So she then made me watch, I think it was like Funniest Moments compilation, and I believe Heartbreak Girl music video. And then from then on, I just kept watching them, and I've just been listening to their music and stuff ever since. My obsession has fluctuated. It just has. Some of their albums I like more than others. They have some bangers on their second album, but I was like, I feel like you're just trying to replicate what you did on the first album, but that's just me. But I've seen them live a handful of times. When I was a little older, I went with my friend Tiffany to a concert. My friend had bought tickets and she was like, "I'm not going to use them. Why don't you take them?" So about 18, my friend posted on Instagram that she had an extra ticket to a FiveSOS concert at the Irvine Meadows Amphitheater. Pour one out. Rest in peace, Irvine Meadows. So I went with her to that. And then my other friend had actually gone to sound check for that concert and was like, "Hey, they gave us a bunch of tickets to their Forum show in LA later this week, and a few of my friends can't go. If you go and pick up the tickets for us, you can have those 2 of the tickets for free." I drove out to LA before my shift. My friend who took me to the other show, I took her to this one. So shout out to Elizabeth as well. And yeah, I thought I'd been to more. I have not been to a show since 2016. I totally thought I went to their last tour pre-pandemic, but I guess I didn't. I get a lot of notifications for concerts and things like that through Spotify. And that's how I found out about the Fletcher concert, and I got a ticket for like $45 for that concert, which was nice. So I got a ticket for the 5 Seconds of Summer show at the Palladium in February is when I bought that ticket. And let me see, how much was that ticket actually? I've never actually been to a show at the Palladium, but I've always heard people talk about how they like the balcony. They like being able to look over the stage and all of that. So I was like, okay, I'll just do balcony. And it was like $129 in total for me to get a balcony seat for FiveSOS. And I was fine with that because I've paid more. I think I paid $200 for a different 5 Seconds of Summer concert before. I feel like I've paid more before for concert tickets for them. So I was like, you know what? $129 is a pretty good deal. I'm going to do that. So about a month ago, a month before the concert, I got an email being like, "Hey, want to come to soundcheck for 5 Seconds of Summer?" And basically the thing for soundcheck is that you have to have a ticket already. Buying the soundcheck ticket does not get you a ticket to the event. So because I already had my ticket through Ticketmaster, I was like, ooh, why not? So it was a 5 Seconds of Summer soundcheck experience. Upgrade package includes exclusive access to a private soundcheck before the show, question and answer session with the band at the soundcheck, pre-show merchandise shopping opportunity before the venue opens to the public, commemorative VIP soundcheck laminate and lanyard, dedicated entrance, private hassle-free check-in, on-site VIP staff. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And that was, we have tickets on your name for a FiveSOS soundcheck experience upgrade package. You must bring a valid photo ID matching the main attendee name on this order. Those who cannot present a photo ID matching the attendee name on the order will be turned away. Packages are non-transferable and packages are non-refundable. The soundcheck upgrade package was $125 in total. I vlogged a little bit leading up to the event. There we go, better lighting. Yeah, very basic. Haven't done my mascara, obviously. I like to dance. I like to sing in these things. I like to get loud in a concert. You know, that's a fun for me, you know, and I get sweaty and gross. So obviously too much makeup is like not the vibe. Currently 12:25. I wanted to take photos and get a couple video clips for myself, not for this vlog, but just for TikTok and all of that. Photos and stuff for Instagram of me looking cute. So that's why I'm getting ready early now. I'm going to head over there to the Palladium at around right before 2 because 2 is when check-in can start. I love this shirt so much. It's so cute. I love it so much. It is a small, if anyone's wondering, and it's still pretty loose. I almost want to tailor it a bit more so that when I have it all laced up like this, because this is as tight as I can make it. It's the first option with the pants. Obviously, I'm wearing the top. But like, I kind of like the pants like this because, I don't know, it's just a little more casual, a little lighter with the boots. It'll look good. Here, let me get the boots. Hold on. Boom. Just like, fine, you know? What do we think? This is my clear purse that I brought. I had no issues with this. There were plenty of people that they stopped because they weren't sure if they were going to let them in for having a big bag. They're definitely on top of this, at least at the Palladium. I don't know if that's a sound check thing or overall. We were able to buy a tote bag of the FiveSOS tour tote bag in the merch area. The setup of the overall event was that we were in line. There was the merch table and there was someone on a megaphone who was running the show on top of everything. I wish I could hear her announcements more clearly. She needs a better microphone. She was doing a very good job, but oh my God, I could not hear her. She made it very clear that if we did buy a tote bag outside, we had to keep it folded. We could not open it up or bring it with us, like put our stuff in it and bring it with us inside because they would not let it inside. Same with the water bottle, the Hydro Flask water bottle that they were selling outside. They were selling it inside as well, but they said, listen, if you really want one, buy it inside. Do not buy it out here. I didn't end up buying any merch outside because I was like, do I really want to carry it during sound check? The answer is no, I didn't want to. So I got to the Palladium at about 1:50-ish is when I headed over. And I'm glad I went when I did. Didn't start check-in until 2. So we were in line, and as we were waiting for check-in to go, they were handing us numbers. I was number 314. There was 500 of us at soundcheck, is my understanding. 500 people total. I would say it was a fairly good number for the amount of people that ended up being in the space that I saw. Do not lose this card. Don't lose it. Am I going from one sunny area to another? Yes, but I have my lanyard now. So a lot of people at soundcheck had umbrellas. A lot of people brought jackets and things like that. Some people had chairs to sit down in. Wear sunscreen and make sure you apply it really well. So I did apply sunscreen, just evidently not enough. I'm wearing like a vest corset top thing, and evidently I did not get close enough to the edges as one would maybe like. I don't want to pop out a titty, but you get my point. It does go kind of low because the top was kind of low cut. I like how on this side you can clearly see where I just went like this with sunscreen. And I just totally missed the top of my shoulder. Trash was a bit insane. I don't know why people can't just hold on to their water bottles and wait till they get to a trash can. People were just leaving their stuff in the line area. What's the point of that? Why? Did the pandemic make people forget how to act? I shouldn't even say that. People have always done this at lines and shows. I hate it. It's so stupid. Bring a little trash bagger with you or something, or better yet, hold it for 5 minutes. There was a trash can at the end. When it overflowed, people had more bags. They started putting the trash in that. I held on to my little water bottle that I finished off. I folded it up so that it was compacted, and I put it in the fucking trash. You just carry it. Hold it, especially when there's like 5 or 6 of you. I don't get why you can't just hold the trash. I just hate that element of shows. Just clean up after yourself. Maybe that's the Girl Scout in me. Leave places cleaner than when you found them or whatever it is. What's that part of the Girl Scout law code thing? God, it's been years. So out of touch. I know. I'm so cool. Check-in itself was super easy. I just walked up, handed them my ID, showed that I had a ticket on my phone, checked off my name, gave me my lanyard. After we got checked in, we had the ability to go to the merch stand, which was open, but we were told that we had to be in line by 3:30 if we wanted to make it into sound check. So once we got checked in, we could go get food, we could go to our cars, we could buy merch, but by 3:30 we had to be in line. And the line, you had to be in this order. The sun was hot, so a bunch of us were kind of just kicking it in the shade. I met Melissa, who is a viewer. Hi, Melissa. I don't know if you're watching this, but hi, Melissa. We talked about FiveSOS. It was very fun. She was very sweet. We took a selfie. We had to then get in order again. They made it very clear if we are not in order, you would be going to the back of the line. Everyone around me was like, okay, yeah, we're all in the same spot. We're talking around hot. They originally said 3:15. We were going to go inside. Then it changed to 3:30. And then suddenly it was 3:50. And we went inside around 4. So when I say sunscreen, I mean sunscreen. There's a bunch of taller buildings around there, but it's that time of day where it doesn't matter. The sun's hitting you. Good luck. Where we were was right by the tour buses. So first we saw Ashton walk in. Then we saw, was it Michael or Luke next? We never saw Callum. Someone appeared to be smoking in the back of one of the buses. Some people guessed that that was Callum, but I still kind of think that Callum may have gone in first before we even got out there. And because Ash went in very quickly when we were in line. So my guess is that Cal went in first. Yeah, no, I think Michael was next. And then it was Luke, and Luke was carrying a bunch of clothes. I don't know if it was just his clothes that he was carrying, but some people speculated that it was everyone else's clothes. As line was going on, people were asking, like, we kept checking, like, they said 3:30, right? Okay, yeah, it's 3:30 now. Okay, not not inside yet. I don't know what was going on with this show. I don't know what happened with night 2, but this first night, there was a lot of delays throughout the entirety of the concert. We got in late, later than what we were told we were going to go in. Soundcheck started a little bit late. Soundcheck was pretty quick. I would say overall, it was probably 25, 30 minutes. Maybe for soundcheck, if that. But then the openers went on a little late. The second opener went on fine. And then there was like another hour before the band actually went on, and they went on pretty late. We didn't get out of there till almost midnight, which is pretty late for a show at the Palladium. They were late from the jump, it felt like. Go and check in as we started lining up and moving forward. If you were out of line, they caught you. If you ran, they caught you. They yanked some people out of line at one point, was like, go to the end of the line. What number are you? You don't have a number, you're going to the back of the line. How'd you not find a number? How did you not get a number? Yanking them to the back of the line. Mortifying. I probably would have just cried. I'm pretty cool under certain things if I have a plan, but if I was supposed to get a number and I didn't get a number and then someone yelled at me, I would have just started crying. But I was also hot and tired and really needed to use the bathroom at that point. Go inside, go straight into the area. I'm learning, especially after the Fletcher concert, that post-pandemic, when I go to a concert, I value being there for the music and feeling my internal organs vibrate from the speakers. That's what I value. I value the overall experience of live music. I don't value being smushed and having to share oxygen with other humans. I'm not a fan of it anymore. I like being comfortable when I'm paying money to go see a show or something. If I'm going to a show with the intention of like getting in the mosh pit, that's one thing. That's a totally different experience. This, I don't feel like elbowing a 16-year-old just to be able to, look at Luke Hemmings. I don't feel like it. I'm there for the music. The moment we went inside, they were honest about our phones immediately. They were like, your phones must stay away. Do not even have it in your hand. It must be away. One girl didn't have pockets because she was wearing a skirt and she just shoved it in the waistband of the skirt. Here's a very helpful diagram to show you where I was standing during the entirety of soundcheck. Visual aids are my passion. Soundcheck started, the guys walked out, everyone's screaming. They're just in regular clothes. They're not in their like concert attire. Obviously, it's soundcheck. I was off to the side from where the girls doing the Q&A section where they lined up a couple of people. The way that Q&As worked is that before the event, they gave us an email and they were like, do you want to ask them a question? Fill out this form here. And it was like a Google Docs form, and you asked your question with your information and your ticket number and all of that. And then as we were lining up, they started calling out people's names. Maybe she did call my name. I highly doubt it because I didn't have a good question. My question was, what's the craziest thing that's happened on tour so far? And will you come on the Swell Shenanigans podcast? That's it. Shoot your shot always. Okay. I was fairly certain that me just asking about the podcast was going to filter out my question to begin with. Plus my question was stupid. But the guys came out, got into their spots, said hello, and then said, this is Valentine, and played Valentine, which is very nice. Everyone freaked out and started screaming. Then they ended it and sat down and started doing the Q&A section. I liked being in the back because I could actually see them all fairly well, even though they were sitting at a certain point and there was a crowd, and I'm 5'2", even in my little boots, I'm still fairly short. And so I could still see them pretty well and I could hear everything. I didn't have to hear people like whispering in my ear and stuff. It was nice. I liked not being smeeshed. Did I probably look like someone's mom or older sister that was brought in to chaperone? Probably. I want to say there was about 5-ish questions. I forgot most of them because I'm an idiot. One of them was about, is it easier to write music with someone when you're such a good friend versus being put together like colleagues or peers? Like, is it easier to write like that? Or is it a better writing experience? Luke mostly answered that one and said that it was really great during this writing experience for this album because Michael was the producer. And so if Michael kind of came up with something, he was like, yeah, we feel it's much easier to be able to say like, hey, this isn't really working, or that's not really it, let's move on to something else, than say if it's someone you don't really know, you're kind of worried about hurting their feelings or tanking that experience. And so with friends, you just feel more open about talking about whether or not they like something or not, which I thought was nice. Someone else asked that since they've been, performing and making music for over 10 years now, what's the most sentimental or most special instrument that they've all had since they've gone through so many? Michael talked about a guitar that he got for free from a showroom that they all went to. Luke talked about one of his guitars as well. Ashton said his drum kit from when they first performed with One Direction. And Callum talked about the bass that Ashton gave him, his very first bass. I feel like I'm forgetting questions, and I feel like tomorrow I'll remember them and I'll have to do an editing addendum. But someone else asked if you could live in any fantasy world, what world would you live in? Ashton said he felt like he would do really good in Lord of the Rings. He would just have a blast because they're basically doing that. He talked about being a main character, and Luke was like, you think you're the main character? Or Michael said that. Callum was pretty quiet, I would say, throughout most of the soundcheck experience. He wasn't, I won't want to say he was dodging questions, but he was kind of cool to not answer them for the most part, to the point that even Ashton said, like, it feels like you're dodging these questions. And Callum was like, yeah, I kind of am. But he was laughing with the guys and things like that, but he was just kind of seeming to be a little more quiet during the soundcheck experience. Luke was like, where do I want to go in? And Michael said, I think you want to be in Harry Potter. Everyone freaked out. And then Luke unironically said, probably Severance, because I like that show, but that'd probably be pretty scary. And no one reacted. And Michael just said, Harry Potter got a way bigger reaction than that. You should have just said Harry Potter. Callum didn't really have an answer, so Ashton said, I think he'd be in Bridgerton. So everyone freaked out about that, obviously. The guys did make a comment at the start of soundcheck being like, this is not the energy of a soundcheck. This is the energy of a concert. So I need you guys to still have this energy when we come back out, because you guys are going to be exhausted in like an hour if this is the energy you're keeping with. A lot of people had signs. I think one of them had a sign that mentioned Valentine, which is partially one of the reasons they started to play Valentine or something, because apparently they go to all the sound checks and was trying to get them to play Valentine. I don't want to say it was only girls at this event, but it was mostly girls and then their boyfriends or their mothers. Like, it was a lot of that. Oh no, that's right. I remember what they did. I don't know if this was a question itself or if it was a part of a question, but they said, you've been working on a lot of songs. Is there any unreleased songs that you're excited about? And can you give us a sneak peek? They were like, ooh, yeah, there's a bunch of songs that we like talking about. Ashton was like, oh, play this one. And then was like, do this. And it was like, okay, play the bridge. They were like talking about playing the bridge and stuff like that. They didn't say the name of the song. And then Luke was like, as the producer, do you approve this? And he was like, yeah, I approve this, to Michael. They played a clip. I could not tell you what the lyrics were, because it was played from a phone into a microphone that they were doing sound check on and all that. I liked the beat. It was a very upbeat song. They all immediately started bopping their heads. They were liking the song a lot, which I thought was funny. Like, literally all in sync bopping their heads. It was it was good. I'm definitely interested to hear the whole song. They ended up playing an unreleased song at the concert itself, and it was not the same song. I want to make that clear. It was definitely a different song, unless the live version is completely different than the clip that they played for the studio version. I feel like there was at least one other question, and I'm just forgetting what it was. I'm sorry. I have the attention span of an avocado, and I barely slept after this night. It was 2 nights ago now that I went to the concert. Yesterday I was going to film this. I woke up after 2 hours of sleep. Could not go back to bed. It was miserable. And there was no way I was going to film. I would have been a total bitch in the video if I had filmed then. I forgot the last question. Sorry. I'm sure someone who else was there will be like, oh yeah, they said this. I'll pin that if I see that comment. Then they gave us an option for songs. They gave Long Way Home. And then Luke said, and then I think this one, Vapor. A few people said they wanted Vapor, but pretty much everyone wanted Long Way Home. That's one of my favorite songs from them personally, from high school and stuff. I love that song. They played Long Way Home and then left. Megaphone lady, I'm just gonna call her that. I didn't get her name, sorry. Had told us before, like, okay, as soon as the soundcheck ends, don't run out of here because I have something to tell you guys. Do you guys want to stay here? Versus, I believe you have to clear out usually away from the stage. So soundcheck got to basically stay at the barricade the entire time while the other groups did soundcheck and they did their official soundcheck and all of that. I, again, had balcony seats, so I knew I wasn't going to be staying there. So I was like, okay, I'm hungry. And they had pizza and stuff there. And so I ate the driest pepperoni pizza I've ever eaten in my life. Got a soda, drank it out of a coffee cup. Feels illegal, but I did it. And then I got in line for merch after I took some selfies in the bathroom, because the bathroom lighting at one of the Palladium bathrooms probably definitely supposed to be closed. It was the ladies' powder room that was up the stairs. A bunch of the lights were out, but the vibes, oh God, I loved it. I was like, oh, I love the ambiance in here. It was great. It was so creepy. I was kind of obsessed. Old Hollywood horror movie is how the vibe I was getting. I was like, I kind of love this. Like, I'm backstage and I'm not supposed to be. I did like being there early the way this does, because I love being able to walk around venues like this when there's not a ton of people there. I'm a nosy bitch. I love to wander. So we were allowed to eat and wander and take photos. A lot of people were taking photos and stuff like that with the stage and all of that. The doors hadn't opened for GA to come in yet. So I just got online for the merch table there and I bought one of the tour t-shirts. And it was cold, especially on the balcony. I ended up sitting right below a AC unit at one point and I was freezing. And even though I was wearing jeans, but I was also sunburnt. Do you ever get cold after you get sunburned? Like I always get super cold sometimes after I get a little bit of a sunburn, and it was like pretty prominent at that time. So I was like, I just threw my shirt on over it at some point. So that was fine. It was going to be standing room only once I got my wristband for the balcony. And I went up there, did a lap and decided, nah, I've been standing for hours now. I really want to sit down. First row of balcony would have been $250 for a seat at one of the tables or on the booths. And then $100 for one of the seats on the second row. I decided on the second row, so I got table 15. Where is my wristband? So we got these when we were in line before getting in if we wanted to drink. I did not drink, and I didn't really want to drink, but I was like, just in case, let me get proof that I'm 21. So there's that. You never know what you want. My Hollywood Palladium one, this was just to get me access to the balcony, so I didn't have to pull out my phone constantly and show them my ticket. And then this is the one that got me into the seating area. So table 15, $100 for one person. So in total, it was about $350-ish total for the night for me, which honestly is not that bad considering the amount of money that some people are spending on concert tickets for like Harry Styles and stuff right now, which I would do. I just don't want to deal with the Ticketmaster bullshit. If anyone wants to sell me their ticket to another show or something, let me know. But like, yeah, like I said, I've probably paid $300 for a FiveSOS tickets before. So I liked having a seat. I very much liked it. I was up and down most of the night anyway, but yeah, I value having a seat when I'm at a concert like this. Little Luna was one of the opener's opener. The guitar player, I briefly met her uncle because he was like, oh yeah, we're sitting over there, but can we sit here? And I was like, I only bought this seat. I don't know if anyone's bought those seats, but I briefly met him for 5 minutes. He seemed cool. I was very excited for you if you see this. Hi. My favorite way to find new music and discover new music is concert openers. I feel like that's the clearest way to get vibes of an artist, a performer, is an opening for another act, okay, that I already know I like. The first opener was Little Luna. Loved the vibes. I DM'd her after the show. She performed in her glasses. Obsessed. Love it. Also just immaculate vibes, great vocals, very fun, very involved. I believe this was her first show ever or her largest show ever. I'm not sure, but she did very good. I very much liked her music. I like that she also does cinematic versions of a lot of her songs. Obsessed. Are you me in a different font? Are you me with talent? Then it was Pale Waves. I liked their performance overall. I really was not familiar with them before this, but I liked a lot of their stuff. I liked their song Jealousy. There was this one song that they did where they had, so like, who doesn't like women, right? Okay, great. Love it. On brand. And then immediately they had Rainbow Lights. And I was like, fuck yeah, rainbow lights. I want to dance in that. That looks awesome. So I started to take video and then my phone ran out of space. So I probably only have like pictures of the rainbow lights. They looked really cool. They were really cool in action too, with the band performing in them. Devastated that I had to pause and run out of, and clear out videos and stuff because I filmed too much on my phone. The capacity issue. So the capacity of the Palladium is about 4,000 people. At one point during the show, I believe Callum or Michael said 4,000 people tonight or playing in front of 4,000 people. I believe they were at capacity, if not more, because there's a lot of people. I've never actually done barricade at a FiveSOS show before, but I have seen, God, in one of my old YouTube videos, why are you blurry? In one of my old YouTube videos, I believe I talked about like crazy fan behavior or do's and don'ts of meeting FiveSOS or something. I was like 17 in this video. It's from years ago. But I was talking about this one clip of this girl that I know for a fact was at a 5 Seconds of Summer concert where apparently she was tackling someone or shoved someone out of the way and so security to carry her out. And she was screaming, "Get off of me, I'm going to kill you, let go of me," like losing her absolute goddamn mind. I don't want to deal with that. I like FiveSOS. I don't want to get a black eye over FiveSOS, you know? It's the same way of like, I like Marvels and Star Wars, but my opinions on those things, I don't think I want to deal with death threats over it, so I don't talk about it in YouTube videos. The same thing. I like 5 Seconds of Summer, but I'm not going to fend off a 16-year-old for the chance to be in their general proximity. I'm an adult. I pay taxes and shit. No, we're not doing this. Before Little Luna went on, I saw probably 2 people drop. You do the phone thing where you get your phone light and try to flag down security, because if someone goes down or they're panicking, you're trying to get them out. Because once you're in there, it's very hard to get out of there because everyone's trying to push forward. So it's not just pushing against like the surge of bodies. It's like pushing against a wall. No one wants to let you through. No one. It's fucking horrible. And so security has to kind of push through, and sometimes security makes it through. Sometimes security doesn't see, or sometimes security decides it's not worth their fucking time. I don't know what happened with the Palladium show, but there was multiple times where I saw from my balcony spot people trying to get security's attention. I could see security with their lights flashing. I could see someone on stage shining a light to get security's attention to go over there, to like, they're over there, get them over there, and they would just stop trying. They wouldn't go through. Whether they could get through or not, your security, fucking figure it out. Get over there. I saw one person rush it out. I saw another person rush it out. No one went down that I could see during the little Luna set, unless it did happen and I just didn't catch it from where I was. But during the Pale Wave set, someone went down and they stopped the show, put out the house lights, and security got another person out. But in total, there was like 5 or 6 people that I saw drop leading up to 5 Seconds of Summer going on. And then there was, like I said, an hour wait before FiveSOS, and people were pissed. People were smushed. They were passing out water, but people were sharing water. Again, during a pandemic, please get tested. Please get tested now. Am I blaming 5 Seconds of Summer for people dropping? Not particularly, but there was an issue with this show in general. Someone on 5 Seconds of Summer's team, at the very least, needs to know the type of fans that they have. Their fans are diehard fans, and a lot of them are vaguely insane. I'll put myself in that category, even though I've mostly grown out of it. I'm sure there was a time where I would sell my left foot to get to the front barricade of a FiveSOS show. I'm just too old for that shit now. I don't care enough. I don't know. I just feel like they either needed more security or they should have limited capacity. They should have sold less tickets maybe. I don't know, but this was insane and people were very jam-packed forward. There were people talking about how it was a bit of a nightmare. The AC was cranked up for, again, most of the performances, at least from what I could tell where I was. A room that big, even if the AC is on, when you have that many bodies in a space, just the heat generated from the bodies alone, you're barely going to feel that AC. It does not matter. I don't know how I would have fixed that. All in all, once the show started, I don't think I saw anyone drop that I could tell. I didn't see any of the lights going off or anything like that. I could pretty much see everything from where I was up there. I liked the show overall. They played Castaway. I love Castaway. I'm a castaway bitch. They played a new song. They told us the name of it. I don't remember what it was. Again, we got out pretty late, like 11:35-ish. What time did I get out? I called my dad afterwards. I can tell you exactly what time I got out of there. Yeah, 11:46 p.m. Although it was funny because after I got to my car, I was like, God, I want McDonald's or In-N-Out or something. I wanted In-N-Out, but the In-N-Out line was too long, so I left. Went to one McDonald's. But it was very funny driving around and just seeing various people in 5 Seconds of Summer's merch like sprinkled around Hollywood. Do I think soundcheck experience alone was worth it? I mean, I liked it. I like seeing them in a more casual setting like that. I like seeing them with less people. It did feel more intimate overall, even though I wasn't right up at the front or anything like that. I did overall like the experience. The Q&A portion was fun. They all seemed to like at least the fan experience overall, even if Callum did seem more quiet. He didn't seem to be like pissed off that he had to deal with fans or anything like that. I want to make that clear. I mean, I definitely would prepare better in the future. I'd probably bring an umbrella and wear way more sunscreen. The waiting was a bit annoying, but I mean, I would have to wait to get into a general admission concert anyway. I did like being able to get into the Palladium earlier. Would I do it again? 125. Maybe for a different band. I would like to see how a different band's soundcheck works out if they sell tickets like that. Obviously, Q&As are gonna be different depending on who's there. Bring water. They told us to bring single-use water for line. Obviously, you can't bring it inside. I also brought some little cashews. I ate those. That was nice. And then they did have food inside, but I think that's a Palladium thing. I don't know if that's other venues. All in all, I would do it again. 125, but also I didn't pay a ton for my ticket to begin with for the balcony. If I'd paid way more for my ticket, I probably wouldn't have done sound checks. Also, if you really value getting to the front, there's a higher likelihood that you're going to be able to get to the front of the barricade if you do sound check because you're in there first. Whether they cleared us out or not, they still would have been more likely to get barricade because of, getting in there. It's like, what do you value from the experience? I value the music and then, like the little intimate moment of just the Q&A section. I like that. I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, that's really going to be it. What's a show you've done soundcheck for, or is there a show that you've wanted to do soundcheck for and you couldn't do soundcheck for? What's your feeling on the state of current general admission or pit sizes at concert venues, especially post Astroworld? What do you think about all of that? Do you think it's a security issue? Do you think it's a ticket issue? Like, what do you tell me what you think? think. I really want to know. Comment down below. Reminder, I have a podcast, the Swell Podcast. New episodes every Wednesday. Reminder, I have merch like that mug back there. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd also support me on Patreon, that'll also be listed down below. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, that'll be up here. And that's going to be it. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. It is a very weird feeling, though, to see a band live that you haven't seen since you were like 18. Really weird sense of nostalgia watching them. And I don't know if it was heightened more because of the pandemic. Concert itself from 5 Seconds of Summer, I really enjoyed myself. I really miss seeing live music like that.
Thank you, Audrey, Alan, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Crash PC, China, Dirty One, Don, Elliot, Evan, Feckless, Eric, Hopeless, Incognito, Jack Array, Joe, John M, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kim, Kristen, Lamb, Lisa, Luis, Matt O, Matthew S, Meme Lord, Michael J, Micah, Nathan, Nathaniel, Pat, Penn, Richard, Rob, Red, Robert Ross, Sam, Serena, Skylar, Simon, Tasha, Timmy, Tom, Wendy, Williams, Andre, Zwink.